Honorable Chairperson, His Excellency Khalema Motlente, Honorable Chief Justice, Justices and Judges sitting on dais and sitting among the audience, His Excellency Governor General of Tuvalu sitting in front of me there, members of media and legal luminaries from around the world, respected principals and teachers, dear children and friends. Dear students, dear children of this school, in their appeal in this session and in previous sessions also, have pointed out certain problems and concerns. These problems and concerns do not just belong to them. These children become adults who will determine what happens in the world, and this will affect the future of the entire world. I hope their appeal will move all of us to do something for a safe and secure future for world's children and future generations. Ladies and gentlemen, terrorism has emerged as a very serious problem in which children suffer, become destitute, lose their parents and shelter. The massacre of 142 students in eastern Kenya's Garissa University College by Al-Shabaab terrorists is a crime against humanity. So is mowing down of 132 children in Peshawar, Pakistan, and killing of 186 kids when Chechen terrorists besieged a school. Such attacks augur serious rethinking as to why matters came to such a pass that temples of learning become altars for shedding the blood of tender-aged children. The war is rising in some of the countries, and atrocities committed pose danger of escalation of war in many more areas. Open and continued atrocities inflicted upon young girls, women and children by Boko Haram in Nigeria and by ISIS militants are horrifying. There are dozens of conflict zones in the world. The situation has been explained in this poem. In the poem, यहाँ हर शख्स हर पल हादसा होने से डरता है, खिलौना है जो मिट्टी का फना होने से डरता है, मेरे दिल के किसी कोने में एक मासूम सा बच्चा बड़ों की देखकर दुनिया बड़ा होने से डरता है. I will translate the last two lines. In a corner of my heart lies an innocent child. He fears to grow up watching this world of elders. Ladies and gentlemen, religion does not teach enmity, killing of people of other religion, culture and ethnicity. Religion is for self-realization. We create tolerant people, we also create intolerant people. In the new global realities in which cooperation across sectarian, political and ideological lines are imperative, religious intolerance is despicable. We strive hard to inculcate a new generation such values as to respect fundamental human rights and dignity of others and freedom, liberty, justice to all, exploitation of none. We need peace, not war. Benefits of science and technology must reach to the people. Benefits of science. Not tanks, not jet fighters, not submarines, and not nuclear missiles. As you know, there can be no development without peace and no peace without development. But human greed is impediment in development. In 1926, Mahatma Gandhi wrote in an article, "The movement against war is sound. I pray for its success. But I cannot help the gnawing fear that the movement will fail if it does not touch the root of all evil, and that is human greed." Well, Lordships and Excellencies, that fear still persists. The fear of human greed, which is leading to exploitation of the poor in underdeveloped and developing countries. People need to know more about the international financial institutions and to understand how each play a role in the lives and how in the lives of the people and how each of them keep people in poverty. Besides, developed countries encourage arms export to many developing countries, although they know that by exporting arms to those countries, they are perpetuating conflict in conflict zones, which in turn lead to perpetuating poverty in those countries and adversely affect development. This is greed and selfishness. This must stop. This must change. Your Honor, as you know, various organizations and scientists are predicting the speed and impact of global warming and climate change. Destruction of biodiversity, forest cover, species, and threat to marine life are cause of concern. Our political leadership must respond to this emergency. The present nations had been industrialized much before the developing countries. It is therefore their responsibility to share the major burden of mitigation and adaptation efforts to face the challenges of climate change. As we know, the next United UN Framework Convention of Climate Change will take place between November 30 and December 11 this year at Paris, where world leaders will try to forge a deal aimed at mitigating the effects of global warming and climate change, where we hope for a fair and equitable approach towards curbing carbon emission. Rich nations must accommodate the concern of developing and underdeveloped countries. As you know, Millennium Development Goals were sought to be achieved by the end of 2015. Progress has been assessed from time to time. Now that in-depth light and assessments, Sustainable Development Goals have been framed, which are new universal set of goals, targets and indicators that the member states will be expected to use to frame their agenda and political policies over the next 15 years. In all, there are 17 Sustainable Development Goals. These goals aim at development, education, growth, employment, health, equality and fundamental human rights, etc., and eradication of poverty, disease and ills in the society. Nation states must make earnest endeavor to achieve these Sustainable Development Goals for a higher happiness index for its people. Development must be a priority, because higher happiness index is very, very important besides development and material development. It is for all of us to face up the realities of the world in this century, as it is critical to the survival of humanity. Global problems can only be tackled by increasing dialogue and communication among people from all over the globe in a forum such as this conference. What we need today is democratic and representative global governance structure with a legislative body, that is a world parliament that can, with appropriate checks and balances, enact enforceable laws on global matters. Lordship and Excellencies, we are holding the Conference of Chief Justices since 2001. It has created awareness worldwide, as is proved by the participation now of more than 800 Chief Justices and judges from over 115 countries in these conferences. But it has to be followed by a vigorous campaign. Time is to act now. To act now unless it is too late. But the question is, who can bring about the change? That change of a representative and global and democratic global governance structure. Obviously, the political leadership. How can this be achieved is a big question. Although there is no dearth of intelligentsia in the world, but the judiciary, which is cream of intelligentsia, can guide people. Here comes the role of judicial activism. Lordship, your presence here has created a vibrant and positive atmosphere, and we hope that you would cherish memories of this conference and motivate people and political leadership in your country as and when the occasion arises. As you know, Albert Einstein has said, the world is a dangerous place, not because of those who do evil, but because of those who look and do nothing. Sir, can we afford to sit idle and do nothing? We hope that there will be a vigorous movement in this connection. Lordship, this is the last day of the conference. Draft of a resolution has been reviewed by a committee of Honorable Chief Justices and Judges and Excellencies in a meeting last evening. This is like a notice, request. The draft amended will be placed for your consideration today in the final plenary session at 4:30. At 4:30 this evening. I, on behalf of the organization, City Montessori School, on behalf of Dr. Jagdish Gandhi, convener of the conference, earnestly urge all Honorable Chief Justices and Judges participating in this conference and Excellencies also participating in this conference to remain present in the final plenary session from 4:30 p.m. onwards for consideration of the resolution. Your presence will no doubt add value and ensure gravity to the message of this conference, which will go worldwide. Thank you and Jai Jagat.